What's up YouTube, it's JP Dunphy, your BMW genius here at BMW Fort Washington. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the new 2023 X1, and yeah, this is the first time. So I'm doing this a little bit differently. As you can see, I still have covers on this seat. This car just came out of the truck, and it's actually going out for delivery in a minute. But since I still have to take this down, fill it up for delivery, I figured I'd take this time to actually show you this because it's the first one we had that came in with the M Sport package. Has a nice aggressive look on the outside, different side sills, and of course a more aggressive rear valance as well. Now if you haven't seen one of these before, they also have a pretty big trunk on the inside. We moved up to about 25 cubic feet, which is fantastic for this size, you know, class leading in that sense. And with that, let's get this thing over to the gas station and go through this car and what makes it special. So first and foremost, if you didn't know, this thing has a whole new look on the inside. It now has its own smaller version of iDrive 8. So it's not the 14.9 inch screen in the center, 12.9 over here. It is, as you can see, smaller in here and here. One thing that is different in here, if you have not seen it before, there's no longer an iDrive controller here. It's all done with touch in the center. There's also a giant pass-through on the bottom here, so all your storage is underneath here, deep one on the front here, two USB-Cs right in the front here, and a wireless charging pad right here. This also gets digital key plus, meaning your phone can actually become the smart access key for this, as well as a super small guy in here. There's not really much you can fit in here. That is one thing that is slightly disappointing for me personally in this car. In terms of the size, if you haven't seen my previous video walking through the first one you ever got of these, we have a completely new side grip here. All the interior materials on this are fantastic. Compared to the outgoing predecessor, this is an absolutely bomb killer inside in comparison. Everything about this feels massively upscale compared to where it came from. This particular one has the nice black and red leather seats, or no, sorry, not leather. This car does not get leather on the inside. But it has all that stuff. This one being the Sport Package 2, it also has the more aggressive M steering wheel, M Sport steering wheel, which I love. These are actual cut through, so you can see through to them. I love that. Thicker grip, and of course, this is where we get the boost and paddle shifts on this. Now, if you didn't know, this car now has an upgraded engine, still turbo 4-cylinder, still a B48 engine, but instead of making the old 228 horsepower, 255 pound-feet of torque, the power has been upped to 241 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, meaning that this is basically as powerful as the same engine found in the 3 Series. It's no longer kind of the baby brother of that car. It's also made now to a DCT transmission, 7-speed, as opposed to the 8-speed VF transmission, which I kind of find a little surprising. It's a little bit slower on the non-sport model, which is one of my only real gripes with this car, to be completely honest. I think to be a DCT, it should be much more responsive than it is. But this particular one, again, being manual manual shifting options on the door handle itself, not an actual manual transmission. Sorry about that if you got confused by that. I'm not talking to you, BMW, thank you. But if I pull this, pull, it's quick, but it's not fast, if that makes sense. I'm gonna pull into the gas station here, get a set, and I'll go over some of the changes on the iDrive controller, or the iDrive screen itself. So while we're filling up now, I'll go over the inside of it here for you. So if you are looking on the seats, there are no leather seat options on this. It's all Sensitech, as well as one Alcantara sports seat option. It comes with a standard seat, and this particular one in here, of course, you can't really see it from where I'm sitting here, but this is the sports seat. Very nice, very bolstered, feels really good. And yeah, let's switch to what we see in front of us. So moving directly in front of us, it is optional with a head-up display. I don't know if you can see it lightly flashing up there. You can also get, that's part of the premium package, by the way. You can also get, of course, same cylinder setup that we've had in previous versions of this. The steering wheel is sort of like a mixed match of the iX and the 7 Series, but sort of like made more 3 Series, 4 Series in style. So it's more of a less kind of glossy color, instead actual push buttons here, but the actual functions themselves are the same. So just like any other iDrive 8, you can press this guy, change your interior options in here. These do not get the AR option as of yet. You can get this now for the first time ever. You can get the X1 with Driver Assistance Professional, which is amazing. Big fan of that one. It does have the 4K front camera. It does have the option for VR in your main setup right here. Now again, this is a small screen, about 12.9 inches altogether. And one thing again, as you noticed before, because we don't have an iDrive controller, you'll notice that everything is touch here. So now when you go into any of these options, you'll see there's nothing over here now, but the second that you go in, you now get your, what used to be your hotkeys at the top of your controller down here. On the left side here, you have your back button at the top, media, telephone, and navigation. So all that is still the exact same. Going in here, you have the options for all that. And in my personal opinion, the inside of these cars are absolutely fantastic. The technology-wise, it's no longer kind of the entry-level BMW kind of, you know, your quick and easy way to get into this. For something, a sub $50,000 car, like that's fully loaded one of these. You still get amazing stuff in here. My personal favorite is this is the only other car outside the iX that you can get the interior camera on. Hello, that's kind of huge. So if you get theft options, you have the option for that, as well as a 20-second video on the inside. You can also get drive recorder on this, everything else that makes these cars really great. Over-the-air updates, all the same stuff that you expect for that. iDrive 8 connectivity, services, all that. If you get the eSIM option, you can also still get things like YouTube in this car as well. Smaller screen, yes, but still, YouTube in an X1. That's kind of cool. If we're talking about the actual interior itself, it is, in my opinion, very, very nice. The entire center here has been completely kind of revamped to make it a little more ease of use. You have 1, 2, and 3 things here. You have, of course, your hard buttons for front and rear defrost. Again, a wireless charger right down here. Digital key plus as an option, meaning that you don't have to worry about carrying a key with you. If you have the right smartphone, you can simply have your smartphone be your convenient access key, which means that plus these keys plus your digital key card, which none here's probably in the deal. Oh yeah, they put it in the dealer jacket now. But basically that means that you have 9 keys to this car if you really wanted to, because you get the 2 standard keys, 1 digital key card, your phone key, and then that phone key can be shared with up to 5 other people. So, you know, kind of cool. Another nice thing about it, because it is super fuel efficient, that means that you can actually get up to 114 miles of range out of a single tank. That is very nice. One other thing you might notice is that there's no park button in this one. So this one goes into park simply by turning off the car itself. So watch, if I go into drive and I press stop, it goes into park on its own. You do still have a park brake right here. You can simply use that if you want to. You have the optional my modes, drive modes, and all that. Up here we have some more option for interior lighting burger menu. Over on the left hand side here you have your exterior lighting menu, and of course your auto focus, auto headlights, and all that. And again, nice metal bits all around. This one has the Harman Kardon system in it. Sounds great. I'm not gonna play anything because of, you know, copyright reasons, but everything about this car is really, really impressive. Flush rear handles mean that this works fantastically here. Okay, get this guy. I don't have my key with me. Boop. Unlock the rest of this. In the back, you have lots and lots of room. You have, of course, your ISOFIX here, three-way here to fit people in the middle. Has the pull down. I have an option center here. If I hop in the back here, I mean, I'm 6 foot. I still have plenty of room in here. I got about 4 inches altogether. You have USB-C right down here for its little plug-in, a little bit of storage. There's a decent amount of storage on the door here. It just kind of goes a bit low down to here, spot for anything else, and all that. All in all, extremely comfortable and extremely useful for anyone trying to get into a BMW. If you're looking for a small SUV, especially if you live in the city, this is a fantastic option for you. And if you don't live in the city, this is still a fantastic car option if you want to get into a BMW, but not break the bank doing so. Again, exterior look here, it is a great, great car. I'll take you to the front here while I still have a brief moment. It is a slightly windy, so I apologize if you're getting a little bit of kind of overview. Again, this is the M Sport package, a little more aggressive. There's also 2 other lines for it. You have the standard line and then the X line. X line adds a little bit of trim to it, which makes it, you know, kind of look a little more off-roady, even though it's not really an off-road car. You can take this off-road. It does have ARB traction system, meaning that this thing basically defies physics in the way that it grips and goes. Again, for me personally, the only real letdown in this car is the fact that the DCT is not the fastest shifting thing in the world. Now, it's not an M car. I didn't expect it to be fast, but it definitely seems a little bit slower than the previous generation in that sense. But everything else in this car, by far, again, steering wheel is great. The iDrive 8 system in here is great. Head-up display is bigger than previously. So all the little bits in here are really, really impressive. I am in love with this car. If I was not all about electric cars myself, I would actually love to get one of these. I want to put my wife in one because she seems to like that. She has a Mini Cooper Countryman, and I'd like to get her in this newer one. And yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic car. So if you haven't had the opportunity, we don't have any right now in stock that are unallocated, but if you see that we get any in, please go to any BMW dealer and drive one. It is a fantastic option and a great way to get into BMW if you're new to the brand. Because a lot of times, I'm not sure if you're aware of this statistic, but a lot of people that buy the X1 are actually coming from something about, like, I believe it was 46%, if I saw the statistic properly, but 46% of the people that get into these cars are non-BMW owners previously. This is usually their first car into BMW, and I can tell you, if this is your first time getting into BMW, this is a fantastic option for you because this car feels good. It is solid. The U11 chassis that this is on is leaps and bounds above the previous generation of the X1. So, you know, if you ever have the opportunity, drive one of these. They're really, really something else. And that's the end of today's video. I need to get this thing over to detail so that they can get this set for its delivery. As to the new owner of this, if you see this video, congratulations, man. You built a great car. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. All the usual bits with that. And I guess one quick thing to do before we go is, if you haven't seen this, boost mode, pull and hold, foot straight down, boost mode active. Ooh, that's actually pretty quick and easy and up and running. Anyway, don't want to break any laws here, so going back down to where you were. It's so simple, but I really love this car. So yeah, if you want to bang for buck, please go into the X1. Please give it a shot. Compared to all our competitors, this really blows them out of the water. If you like, I can actually make another video going over just the differences between this car and its various competitors. So if you're interested in that, please leave that in the comments below and I will make that happen. Always game for more options for the channel and to make sure you guys are getting what you need to see and the information that you need if you're interested in this car. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day.